Preston Foster, coming your way with another episode of Waterfront. Brought to you by standard stations and independent Chevron stations.
First time we've been out this long without spotting a school. What do you think, Skipper?
All we got to worry about is to find Tuna. We got no worry. Is everything okay below?
Oh, the boys are a little edgy. That Olsen's a troublemaker. No explosions yet.
Why do you wear boots when you fish, Olsen? Better without them.
If you like it better without them, Tony, don't wear any. It won't hurt my feelings.
I don't like to wear shoes. I like to feel a good chip out of my feet. See, some clipper, huh? The finest on the coast.
Yeah, some clipper. Fancy rigging and no fish.
You still griping, Olsen? Why don't you knock it off?
Why don't you quit riding me, Pimentel?
Suppose he passed out up there, Chris?
Hey, you're a regular aboard this tub. You sure the old man ain't lost his schnoz for spelling out of school?
I can guarantee it.
Getting it to port, too. Can you guarantee that?
Stow it, Olsen. Why don't you get below and help the engineer like you're supposed to?
I like it here.
I've taken about all the gap from you I can stomach, Olsen.
Porpoise! 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 Porpoise ahead!
This is more like it.
Get your boats down! Put me! Come on! Get your boat down! Beat the water! Come on, old man! Go big! Get the isca! More! Get your boat down! Beat the water! Come on! Come on! More big! Go more big!
A big catch like this before? Quick, go out and just hope we get it to port. You're crazy, Olsen. Even when we got luck, you can't see it.
More big! More big! Get luck! Go big! Go big! Come on, take the isca! More! Throw over!
Sure breaks a man's heart, Captain. She got bad luck riding on her.
All ships have a little hard luck now and then.
A little. Captain, the Dominator's only a year old. Sure is a beautiful ship, though.
It takes a little time to get the kinks out of a new ship.
The fishermen don't call it kinks. They call it janks.
Ah, Billy.
No wonder Captain Manuel can't round himself up a crew anymore.
New Clipper attracts good fishermen. The Dominator will never go begging for a crew.
Maybe so, but they always leave her after every trip.
Well, if Captain Manuel has any trouble getting help, maybe,
you thinking about me going to board of the Dominator, Captain?
You got any qualms about it?
Oh, no, sir, I got no qualms. Not as long as I'm carrying these around.
Is that what I hear jingling in your pocket all the time?
You mean mean you never saw my omnibus before? Now, this here is a mighty fine Susan from the Holy Land. These two is St. Elmo and St. Christopher. St. Christopher's where I'm ashore. St. Elmo,
That's the sailor saint.
I got a 4-leaf clover here, too.
What, no rabbit's foot?
No, that's for people that's superstitious.
I got you to thank for dragging me aboard this Queen of the Sea. My cut of the cruise share will be 5% of nothing.
I do you a favor. You're always making trouble, so now everything is my fault?
Next time I'll know better than to listen to you.
All right. If you'd rather scrounge around ashore for a handout, next time you do that, and we'll all be happy.
Happy, he says. With the main engine conked out, the refrigeration gone haywire, the catch gone bad, it's a jinx.
Don't call it a jinx. If you'd give Freddie a hand with the engine instead of griping all the time.
What's the matter with you guys? Haven't we got enough trouble, Olson?
Sure there's nothing more I can do, Manuel?
No, John. You've done enough. See? These are the guys I got to hire for crew. Going ashore before we're even tied up. One man.
But he's a good boy. He doesn't mind a little work. I'm worried about you, Manuel.
Don't worry about me, John. I still got the good ship. Although nobody remembered that last season she is queen of the tuna fleet. A beauty, all right. You think like everybody else, Captain John? Old Manuel is big fool. He sell old Southern Cross with all this new safety equipment. Got a big investment in the Dominator.
There's nothing foolish about a man realizing a dream. American tuna fishing's a fine big business now.
From the start, when Pete McGee...
I don't get it. Engine burning all that oil, and the engineer doesn't see it.
You think I get best engineer in port every time we come back with empty tank? Take who I can get.
No reason for you to stay around, Skipper.
Oh.
I'll bed her down for the night.
Chris, you know Captain John.
Sure
Hi,
thing.
Chris. Chris, he stick by me. He sailed now with me for 5 years. We ride this out, then we make bigger money than ever. Chris?
Sure we will, Skipper. We made a lot of money with the old boat. Maybe you ought to sell the Dominator and buy the old boat back. A couple of more times coming in empty
I
like
don't
this.
sell the Dominator to nobody.
Well, it's your money and your boat, Skipper. Nice seeing you, Captain.
So long, Chris.
Yeah, I talk big, but the bank book, she get thin. Lloyd Benton make me offer to buy. Maybe Chris is right. Maybe he's smart, I sell.
So that skinflint, what did he offer you? About a third of what she's worth?
How you know this?
I've seen a lot of boats just like Benton. Gobbling up everything, now he wants to take over the Dominator, huh?
Don't worry, John. I don't sell. Hey, you wait. I get my gear, we walk home together.
All right. Sure left things in a mess.
I've been washing this deck down 3... Boy, what a smell.
Pretty tough to lose a record catch for one of refrigeration.
Yeah, perfectly good auxiliary engine and not enough fuel left to grease a hinge. I don't know what kept me from bashing that engineer's head in.
Couldn't you get a permanent crew, Chris?
Not unless our luck changes.
We'd figure out something.
Enough. You have some time, let's talk it over.
All right. Sister still in the cannery?
As far as I know.
Give her my best, will you?
I will. Sure wish I was a Dominator's catch so I could use the money. Who couldn't?
Rita! Rita!
Chris, am I glad to see you?
How are you, sis?
Oh, fine. When did you arrive? Where's Tony?
We just got in. Tony had to go home. Look, why don't you come aboard the Dominator and we'll have something to eat right here?
Are we going to eat at home tonight?
Well, I've still got a lot of work to do, and all the boys are going ashore.
Okay, Chris, if you'd rather.
Come on, let's go.
Chris,
Yeah.
name's Rita, your sister, remember? Age 24, unmarried, pretty good cook, housekeeper, cannery worker, and #1 idiot.
You off your rocker or something? What's all this double talk?
Okay. I'm worried about you.
Worried? Why? I haven't lost any weight.
I'm serious, Chris. Every time you set foot on this ship,
We're going to start moaning over that again?
let me finish for once.
Finish? You've started and finished this 100 times. Manuel's a nice old guy. You like Manuel. Loyalty's a fine thing. You like knowing you got a brother who's loyal to his friends. So why don't I get off this ship?
You need a haircut.
So I need a haircut. Next thing you know, you'll want to burp me. Would you quit stewing over me, Rita?
It's easy enough to say. Every time you go out with that crew, I go crazy wondering if you'll come back.
I always come back, don't I?
An able seaman like you, one of the best pole fishermen on the coast. Well, you could sign on any clipper you'd like. Oh, where's the sense you're going into debt to a guy like Lloyd Benton just to...
Stow it, Rita, and get this straight. I'm not leaving the Dominator, do you understand? And who I borrow money from is none of your business. I'm sorry, sis.
What's wrong, Chris? I got a feeling you're in some kind of trouble, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Look, any trouble I get into, I can get out of myself. Now, don't worry about me, will you? You better go home. I'll be along as soon as I can secure the ship. And don't worry, Rita, will you?
Sure took you a good time getting here.
What do you expect me to do? Fall into your lap right off the dock?
You get here fast enough and you're short of cash.
You still griping about the few measly bucks I owe you? You offered to stake me, so shut up about it.
Call $10,000 a few measly bucks.
You'll get it back 10 times over when you buy the Dominator for peanuts.
You told me 6 months ago old Manuel was ready to throw in the sponge. How long do I have to wait for this deal to gel?
As long as it takes. I'm doing the best I can.
Well, that's not good enough. This morning, Silver tells me again, no dice. He's stubborn and you haven't changed him. Look, the deal is off. I'm fed up.
Oh, no, it isn't. This is your baby, Benton. Cashing in on the crew's jitters when a man's washed over the side, putting a phony jinx in a good ship. You dreamed it up. You're staying with it.
Oh, guess again. You couldn't pull it off, so what's your beef?
I'll tell you what my beef is. I risk my neck every time I go out, and everybody else is aboard. Putting the kibosh on the ship, stopping the refrigeration. Did you ever see a whole catch of 60-pounders chucked over the side? A catch worth thousands? My share alone was plenty.
I believe for you, kid.
I'll bet you do.
Look, I didn't use any squid hooking you into this deal. You like the idea of sharing the big dough.
I don't push around easy, Benton. I'm carrying out my end of the deal while you sit yours out behind this cushy desk. When I get the old man ready to sell, you just better be ready with that cash.
Maybe someday I'll have a nice shrine like that in my house. And I'll let you take care of it for me.
Don't do me any favor.
I wish you weren't mad at me, Rita.
I'm not mad at you, Tony. But I'd like knowing what possessed you, giving up a good berth in the Southern Cross for a trip on the Dominator. You got no more sense than Chris.
I wanted to help. I thought maybe I'd bring good luck aboard. We'd come home with the tanks jammed to the gill for once.
That way I'd stop worrying about Chris. It's more time for you. Is that what you mean?
That's what I had in mind, but it didn't work out so good.
Better hurry. You'll be late taking your ma to church.
You say you make Vina Dalius as good as my mother, but I haven't had a chance to taste it yet.
To taste it on Wednesday. Another one of those who can't stay away from the docks, even on Sunday.
I was supposed to meet your brother here today. Is he around?
Oh, he must have forgotten. When I left home this morning, he was still sleeping.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Another time will do. Looks like you've been doing a little house cleaning.
Oh, no, not me. Tony and Chris slaved all day yesterday. I just like looking after the chapel. Boys forget that sometimes.
It's about time the chapel bells were ringing for you and Tony, isn't it?
You're jumping the gun, Captain John. I haven't made up my mind.
Tony's a nice boy.
Oh, it's not that. It's me. Fine wife I'd make. I'd spend more time worrying about that brother of mine than I would my own husband.
Chris can take care of himself. I haven't noticed him worrying any.
Well, he used to be a happy-go-lucky guy. Always clowning. Now he's like a big sore thumb.
Well, he made a lot of money with Manuel, and he's sticking around because he probably thinks he can do the same thing again.
They'd better. Chris is in hock to Benton for $10,000, and he'll take every penny of it out of Chris's hide. He's in some kind of a mess. I just know it. Mixed up with that Benson.
Benson and Chris. That don't make a very nice picture.
You talking to me, Captain?
Just talking myself into a little fishing trip.
I know somebody can lead you to a mighty fine trout stream.
Right now, I got a little hankering for some deep sea fishing. Maybe a little trip on the Dominator. Look at all that bait, Billy. Sardines, anchovies, salima.
Sure takes a lot of little ones to catch the big ones.
They use all of that for tuna fishing.
Some of them anchovies look big enough to eat themselves.
They are. I get a kick out of watching. They're funny looking, but they sure are graceful.
Remember what the kids used to say? The old bird, the pelican, his beak hole more than his bellican.
They got themselves a full-course meal this time.
Is it true, Captain John, when we get to the tuna, the men don't actually bait the hooks?
That's right. They use hooks with no barbs on them called squid, so the fish will fall right off on the boat. That's why they're packing so much bait, so they can heave it over to the tuna.
Oh. How would you like to have that fish bowl in your parlor?
Oh, Mrs. Herrick would probably love it.
Those old birds sure scrapping for that bait.
Birds, animals, or humans, there's always some want more than their share. Well, there she goes. We're getting underway. Looks like those pelicans will never get enough.
Look like they're landing on snowshoes.
What are you reading?
Huckleberry Finn.
Huckleberry Finn? Ain't it?
Well, I'll be. I've been reading the wrong book.
Everybody happy this trip. Boys behave good. You bring good luck, John.
No wonder. Look what I found on my gear the first day aboard. Billy's good luck chain.
Everything from Azusa to St. Elmo. You, Billy, don't take no chance, eh?
Oh, no. I'm surprised he let me have it for a few days.
You remember to show it to Chris. He'd be happy to know we got all this good luck aboard.
You ought to like that. It's a pretty industrious boy you got there. Every time I see him, he's up to his knees in work.
Chris got no time for monkey shine. Always busy to keep everything ship-shape.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Boy, you never come up fair. You treat them poles like they're gold-plated. What's the matter? You afraid they're gonna walk away? Where can they go? Somebody's gotta look after things around here. Take it easy, Chris. You'll live longer.
Tuna, half mile to starboard. Tuna
15
ahead.
degrees right rudder, John.
3 forward.
15 degrees right rudder.
Looks like a good school.
1, 2 pullers, maybe. All right, boys, get ready.
Yo, I'm school already.
All right, get the wrecks on. Let's go. Tuna ahead. 2 and 3 pullers. Fish ahead. You better go below, John. Get yourself ready.
Oh, I haven't pulled fish for so long. Maybe I better wait a while. Besides, I don't know if I'm getting a chance to handle a ship like this.
You come on a fishing trip and you don't fish?
Suppose I drop a pole overboard and scare the school away.
How you talk? You used to be good fisherman.
Well, I'll wait till some of the excitement dies down. Maybe I can pick up a straggler.
That's the way, boys. We make big catch.
Terrific. Pimentel sure knows how to handle a pole.
He's the best. Olsen, you haul in too fast. Do him wild. You want to kill somebody? Hey, Chris! Hold on! All right, come on, break it up! Yeah, Henry, break it up!
What do you think you're doing?
You're causing enough trouble.
Better get that shoulder fixed.
I might fix your shoulder. Come on. Come on. Go on.
You better sit this one out.
What's the matter with you, Captain? I've got to get back to the racks while them fish are still biting.
No help from you.
Meaning what, exactly?
I'd like to see your skipper and these men come in with a full catch for once. Timed it just right, the way you banged into those.
You got rocks in your head?
You can see pretty good up there if you got your eye peeled for something.
That was an accident.
Now, just take it easy. You and Benton make a fine pair of cellmates.
Are you out of your mind?
I'm not through yet. Too bad I have to tell Manuel and that nice sister of yours what a skunk you are. She'll be better off. Maybe now she can have a decent life for herself.
You through with the sermon, Captain? Can I go now?
The dock police will take over when we get into port. For the rest of the voyage, I'll keep my eye on you. Better keep away from that bunch back there. They find out you scuttle them, they'll use you for shark bait. Anytime you want me to give them the word, just step out of line.
In case you don't know it, you got a yellowfin.
What are you going to do with that big fish, Captain John?
Have a picture taken with it. What do you think?
You got to throw it back in, John. Our tanks are jam full.
Well, we hope you enjoyed tonight's story, and that you'll be with us next week for another episode of Waterfront. Preston Foster, coming your way with another episode of Waterfront. Brought to you by Standard Stations and independent Chevron stations.
If you've ever tried to pour molasses that's been in the refrigerator, you know how sluggish, slow-moving. The same molasses heated on the stove is thin, flows easily and quickly. Now, conventional motor oils behave the same way in your car's engine. For example, this regular grade oil flows easily when hot. But in a cold engine, when you first start your car, this oil is slow-moving. Your engine is harder to start, and it wastes gas, because it has to work against this sluggish oil until it warms up. That's why, by switching to all-purpose, all-weather, RPM 1030 special motor, 1 gallon of gas in every 8 you buy. In a hot engine, it gives you the same protection, or better, as a conventional oil. While at cold starting temperatures, it flows as easily as a light-grade oil. You save gas, save your battery, save wear on your engine, too. Get RPM 1030 special motor oil at any standard station or independent Chevron station.
How's everything aboard the Dominator?
Everything is fine. Say, how would you like to take a boat ride tomorrow?
That'd be a switch.
Julie, my niece, came down from Seattle, and Vince's sister came from San Diego. We'll make a family picnic. Meanwhile, we catch some bait for the trip home.
Diffusion.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, nice weekend cruise. You take the ladies along, and then they don't gripe so much when you go for a long trip.
We have to be diplomats with the women, no?
You have to be a diplomat with the women, yes. Young Chris Pimental doesn't look too happy working as a dockhand.
Have you ever seen a fisherman happy staying on the beach?
What skipper'd sign him on after what he pulled?
A man makes a mistake, he must pay for it. But I can't help feeling sorry for the guy.
Man deliberately puts the kibosh on your ship, practically bankrupts you, and you're sorry for him. You're quite a boy, Manuel.
I guess everybody would think I'm a crazy fool if I'd give him another chance.
Maybe not everybody.
Well, I think I'll take him tomorrow on that bait cruise. How will you bring me?
May's got a weekend getting with my son Jim.
I'll keep out of the way. Will you come, Captain John?
You got a deal. See you in the morning.
To complain except getting old. How about you, Chris?
Oh, pretty good, I guess.
And if I asked you to come back on the Dominator, what would you say?
I'd give my good right arm for the chance.
Then bring your good right arm with you tomorrow. We'll fish for bait, huh? We'll have a regular shivaree. We dance, we sing, we eat. You remember the good times we had? May you'll get lucky, run into a big school of tuna, and we come home with the tanks full. You would like that, eh?
Thanks.
happy time? Where's all the fun, the music?
What do you expect? Sousa's band, maybe?
Well, at least expected to find one happy soul aboard.
This Emma, what's her name? Where's she hiding out, Manuel? She looks like a pretty happy soul.
She has a happy appetite, too. She takes 2 hours for breakfast.
You tell me, Captain John, why all the gloom around here?
Your uncle rehired an old crew member. The men aren't too happy about it.
The men don't like it, they can go home. Crispy Mantel, he stayed.
Crispy Mantel? Well, he was the boy you...
What you got to say about it?
I got to say I got the sweetest uncle in the world. What you got to say, Captain John?
Well, I'll go along with that.
Why don't you go below? Try to pep up everybody. Maybe they fall for your malarkey.
You shouldn't have any trouble spreading a little sunshine around.
Well, do my best.
Spreading sunshine. Punch in the nose I like to spread.
Sure gripes me bringing that guy aboard. After the raw deal he handed us, Skipper must be out of his mind.
Fred! Fred!
Something I can do for you, Julie?
Fred, couldn't you get the boys to at least look like they're having a good time?
Yeah, some good time with our old Jinx back aboard.
Well, you could help liven things up a bit if you wanted to.
You could give me a date if you wanted to. All I ever get's a brush off.
Listen to Emma. You know, maybe this trip won't be a flop after all. Fred, can you get the boys to join the fun?
For you, I'll find a way.
Oh, good. I'll round up the others.
Mistake maker of all time.
Then you should be the last to object when someone's given a second chance.
I am the last to object. I'm getting the second chance.
Oh, sorry, I didn't...
You needn't be sorry. I could use a vote of confidence.
Look, now that we've been formally introduced, why don't you escort me to the party? Oh, come on. Those records won't hold out much longer.
That's what I've been saying for years. But the skipper clings to those records like they were a collector's item.
Just like him. Never gives up anything he really likes. Come on.
smile about in a long time. Like a cigarette?
How about 3 on a match?
Sorry, Olson, it's bad luck.
You should know it's your stock in trade.
Oh, Fred.
What fancy plans you got for cramping our style this time, lover boy?
Let's hash it over some other time, huh, Olson?
Land around here all of a sudden. Everybody forgets when you were scuttling our ship every trip out.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Fred, quit trying to... Fred!
Out there, is it, Chris?
I scraped it opening a hatch.
Nothing gets a man's goat like getting scraped on a hatch, is it?
Hey, we're having a good time this trip, eh, fellows?
Yeah, my feet hole out between you and that Emma.
Wait till tomorrow. We catch a lot of bait in Manteca Bay, eh?
Manteca Bay?
What's the matter, Chris? Don't you like Manteca Bay?
Well, I heard sharks were spotted there last week.
Shark! It's a piece of foolishness.
I'm only repeating what I heard.
I am surprised at you, Chris. A fisherman falling for a big fish story. We catch tuna, maybe, but shark, no.
Tuna so close to home?
Well, I'm just repeating what I'm hearing.
That's the kind of a fish story you ought to believe.
About shark in these waters?
Somebody must have told him we were coming.
Oh, what's the worry?
We can always chuck you overboard and scare him off.
What are you dressed up for? Somebody to take your picture?
I figured you youngsters might be able to expert help around here.
Captain, we go over. We're getting close to the base ground. Come on, shake the lad.
Model quality car is going 30 miles an hour up a steep grade without moving an inch in this gasoline research laboratory. It's running on a dynamometer, a mechanical treadmill that can duplicate road conditions. Right now, the engine is knocking badly. But now, let's switch over from a premium fuel that was available before the Big Plus was developed to new Chevron Supreme with detergent action plus new power. Notice the dramatic change that takes place as new Chevron Supreme reaches the combustion chamber. Power is up, knocks are out. You can get these results, too, with the Big Plus in gasolines. Detergent action plus new power in Chevron Supreme for high compression cars, Chevron Regular for lower compression engines. They're sold only at standard stations and independent Chevron stations.
Captain. Getting too close? Too close for comfort. We don't want to get this net snagged on the bottom.
Yeah, if it does get snagged up, I'm the guy that has to go down and free it.
Okay. Get a move on, eh? Scoop him up!
I'll never understand this fishing business. Why are they worried about too much bait? Nets get too heavy, they get caught in the reef. Somebody has to go down and get them untangled. You mean dive to the bottom? And fast. That fancy bit of crocheting costs money. Can't let them get ripped to pieces. But the diver, isn't it risky? Everything about the tuna fishing's risky.
Dive and see what's holding it up.
What's the rush?
It's all right with me if you want to wait till we hit a snag.
Yeah, especially if it takes me a couple hours to free it.
Why don't you take a look-see now, Olson? You might save trouble later.
That sack's nowhere near Dragon Bottom, Captain. He knows it as well as I do. What's going on there? Olson! Why you let somebody else do your job? If I had any sense, I would fire that smart aleck. Watch out! John! What's doing, Captain? He'll make it okay.
You better pray that he does. Sure took a quick powder. I wonder what drew him off.
That was a close call. You're a couple of lucky guys. Yeah. It's funny how that big shark ran off all of a sudden.
I'd sure like to know what happened to him.
I'd be just as happy never knowing. Olson, good boy.
Chris, are you all right?
I'm okay.
The shark don't bite nobody, but the lovebuck, he's doing all right today.
A little spark in the eye doesn't always mean a fire. Don't look so worried.
What are you two so serious about?
Well, I was just saying, John, that I think maybe you like that young Chris pretty much.
Yes, I do.
How can you be so sure? You only know him for 2 days.
Well, it's all your fault. For days you've been telling me what a fine boy he is.
Well, maybe I made a mistake. A man can be wrong when sizing up somebody. Hey, John?
I'd buy your judgment of a man any day, Manuel.
Oh. Thanks. See you later.
You're a big help, eh?
Captain Johnny! Any of you boys seen Captain Johnny?
coaching from the sidelines. What do you think this is, a ball game?
I didn't say anything.
You didn't have to. Why didn't you do what he told you?
Because I already beat him 2,000 times this year.
I wish I could get a little luck on this trip.
Sorry, Captain. Chris here has all the luck this trip. Sure thought you were a goner. You can thank your lucky stars.
I've already thanked Olson.
Yeah, how about that? That serpent sure took off on the double when he saw old Freddie coming. I told you so, didn't I? Yeah, with Lady Luck smiling on us like she is, it'd be fine if she'd whip us up a nice fat school of tuna, eh, Chris?
Well, I tell you, it's not impossible. Sure smells like tuna weather.
Hey, Wayne, why don't you go up and give a look around, eh?
Hey, why me? He's the one smells tuna weather.
Not me, it's my shift on the wheel.
Aren't you going to have some lunch?
Oh, I'll grab a bite later.
You've been avoiding me all morning. Why?
Figured to do you a favor. Give us both some time to think.
Think about what?
You know about what? About us.
You have to think things out, Chris. I don't.